This is one of the most frustrating reviews I've made in a long time. Not because I dislike Avowed. I actually really like the game and I think it's pretty good, but rather because it's one of the most broken games I've ever had the displeasure of trying to finish for a review in a long time, maybe ever. To put it in perspective, Avowed, by my estimation, should take you between 30 and maybe 40 hours of gameplay to finish.
That's pretty fast.
A lot of the side contents.
Yeah.
I spent significantly longer than that trying to finish this game. By my account, between 12 and 15 hours extra replaying areas that I already finished.
What?
Or just losing progress because of corrupted saves or busted quest lines and quest objectives that didn't trigger properly and would soft lock you, or any other number of various issues. I also ran into an issue in later game areas where I could not enter a certain zone without the game just crashing and just breaking. I have not had this much trouble finishing a game.
I paid $90 to play this early today.
Technical issues in a very long time. And to sweeten the deal even better, as if I wasn't ticked off enough already, I'm not allowed to show you footage of a lot of these broken areas.
Dude, this is some rat behavior. I totally understand for a preview to tell people not to show certain footage because the preview is supposed to be a vertical slice of the game. But to give somebody a review copy and then tell them that they can't show footage after the embargo, that's rat behavior, bro. Absolutely rat behavior.
Broken quest lines or objectives, because they happen in an area of the map later in the game that is specifically barred from us showing you in the review.
Yeah.
They specifically told me I am not allowed to show you even a screenshot or any footage of that area, meaning I can't show you these broken quest lines, bugs.
Well, so that's also a problem, is that a lot of developers, they ask that after the embargo is over, that creators, like for example, like this is the case with Elden Ring and a couple of other games, that they ask that you don't basically go and spoil the entire story. So people that are, like new players will be able to experience it and the community can experience it firsthand and it doesn't get spoiled by reviewers. But if they're telling him don't show this because it's got a lot of bugs in it, that's like, they're basically trying to like tell you only review the parts about our game that are good. That's crazy. That is insane if that's actually what they were trying to do.
The terrible performance and frame drops and stutters, the fact that NPCs and companions will randomly start moving at 15 frames a second when everybody else is moving at 60 frames a second for some reason. I can't show you any of that because they specifically banned me from showing you that. So if you want to see those clips, I guess go to my second channel, Luke Stevens Live, and on launch day, I'll show you everything. But for this review, I'm not allowed to show it to you. So I'm a bit peeved about that, to say the very least. And if you needed the exact quote, what I was told was, quote, "You cannot show any footage beyond what has been provided as B-roll by PR of that area." So there you go. You may also notice that there's limited endgame footage that I can show you. That's also partially because that later game area I can't show you footage of, but also because the game is so broken, it has corrupted numerous of my PC save files. And in fact, I'm so confident about this, we're gonna do a live demo. You ready? Here we are in the main menu. I'm gonna hit enter. Are you ready? Enter, ready, here we go. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna hit enter to continue. Watch what happens. Boop. It starts to load in. Okay, there we go. And crash. I don't know.
So when the director said that jankiness is to be expected, I thought this was just a tongue-in-cheek joke about, Bethesda NPCs walking backwards or something like that. But we're talking about corrupted save files? Huh. How about that?
Oh, dude, it's crazy. A lot of my saves are like this. All of a sudden, for some reason, the UE Alabama game has crashed and will close. I don't know what's happening. It's amazing. It's amazing. I have not run into this in a long time, maybe ever. I think Callisto Protocol I had some bugs and issues with, but oh man, for a big publisher to have a game this busted for me, it's one for the...
Wow, who could have expected that? What? Really?
The diary, journal, history books. I don't even
No
know.
way!
It's fried my brain. It's crazy. But listen, I'm gonna go through what I like about the game because, like,
you played Blizzard games for years. Did they ever not let you show things? I have never had Blizzard tell me not to show something, as far as I know. Like, Blizzard has actually never tried to curate the type of content that I do. They've said, like, I met with somebody and they were like, yeah, we don't like that you do this or say this. And I'm like, okay. But that was pretty much the end of the conversation. Other than that, I mean, and this was also like that person got fired. So, you know, Rip Bozo. And it was actually like, it's a really, really funny fucking story. I don't know. I mean, neither of them work there anymore. Maybe one day I'll tell the story. It was me, S-Fand, Nick, and Chance. And we all went and we met up with Blizzard and we had dinner. And this was like many years ago. It was a really funny meeting. But, and the guy that helped set it up, by the way, is a great, amazing guy. Like, still a great guy, 100% a great guy. I saw him last year. So, yeah. But we don't need to get into the whole story. But yeah, they never told, like, even Blizzard never told me to do this.
Said I think it's pretty good, and I'm going to talk
You
about
used to be a problem child. Wait, I told this. Oh, I did. Okay, so yes, fuck it. So they basically take us out for pizza, and the guy there, who was the superior of the person who I was very positive towards, points at Chance, and he says, "You used to be the problem." And then he points to me. And he goes, "Now you're the problem." And I'm like, how about that? Fucking ego. It's hella funny. Yeah, it was funny. I mean, I didn't know that, like, I'm not it's business, right? But it was just funny for it to happen. That's right. Yeah, this was like 2018 or something like that. It was a long time ago. It's funny as fuck. Yeah.
In this video, so don't think it's all just like boo-hoo, the game's broken. But I do want to start with this because this affects everything.
Nothing. It was just
when
funny.
A game has broken quests, has soft locks, has crashes, when it has all these problems, it betrays the trust of the player and it breaks down this core relationship, which a lot of people take for granted.
It makes people quit whenever people lose progress in a game to an unfair circumstance. So whether this is like disconnects in a hardcore mode of a game, or it's like your save file getting reset. Like, I remember back in the Super Nintendo days, my Legend of Zelda Link to the Past cartridge would reset my game file, and I could literally speedrun the first 3 temples and get to the Dark World in like an hour. Because I had that happen so many fucking times. And so, like, but it was so fucking annoying to have it happen.
Which is that if you're playing an RPG and you're given a quest objective, the player has to be able to trust that if they get stuck on something, if they can't figure out what to do next, that there is a solution. They just have to figure it out. The moment that trust breaks down and the thought, oh, the game might be broken. Oh, it might be a busted quest. I might have to reload. Once that happens, you'll start to go crazy, man. You'll start to lose your mind. And it happened all over the place in Avowed. Sometimes because I just was stuck and I needed to think
I am really excited to play this game. I am. Even though I don't have high expectations for it, I am very excited to play it.
Box because the puzzle or because this platforming area was up there and hidden in the shadows. I didn't see it, and I had to climb up there to get the
one thing I
want to
look at before that.
But other times because the quest actually was broken, because I couldn't actually progress. And when you don't have access I did to the devs to be able to say, hey, I've been stuck in this spot for like an hour, what's wrong? I was able to talk to them and they went, oh yeah, the game's broken. That quest should have cleared. That door should be unlocked. I don't know why it's not open. Go back, load back an hour, try doing this and having this conversation with this person and see if that clears it. Oh,
that's so good.
Okay, problem solved. But you won't have that benefit. You'll just get stuck in the end of that quest line with the door closed going crazy wondering what you did wrong when you didn't do anything wrong. And with an otherwise solid game, it can destroy and taint and poison the experience to the point where you should just wait. And that's where I'm at. I think Avowed is a pretty good game when it works, but it doesn't work right now, at least for me.
Jesus.
And as a result, I cannot recommend it to you. At least.
Well, hey, that sounds like a perfect game for me. Because now every mistake that I make in the game is the game's fault. That's right.
Till they've patched it and fixed a lot of this stuff up. There's some bugs and issues in the game that they have said they are aware of and were aware of before we started reviewing the game about 2 weeks out from its launch. One such issue was one where bounties, which are like high level combat encounters, you go, you kill the target, you collect a trophy off of their body, and you bring it back almost like a severed head to gain the payout for completing the bounty. There's an issue in the game right now as I'm speaking where those bodies will despawn like 20% of the time within a few seconds. So if you kill the big baddie and then you go to kill some of the grunts and the rest of the combat encounter, his body will despawn, meaning you can't collect the bounty and you can't complete the bounty quest. That's a problem. That's a problem. But apparently they're aware of it and a fix is coming in the future. I don't know if that's
Jesus.
day one. I don't know if that's day 0 with the early access.
Jesus.
I have no idea. So I know they're working on some fixes for some of these issues, but others, such as the most egregious soft lock that I ran into, which lost me around 4 to 5 hours of progress and gameplay time, that one they had no idea about before the review period started. And so I'm very confident that won't be fixed before launch. And that's one that involves a pretty significant spoiler because it happens right as...
Well, here's the thing, is that everybody that's paying extra money to play the game early, what they're doing is they're paying money to beta test. So previously, companies used to pay beta testers. Now beta testers pay companies.
To be vague, something very significant happens that alters everything. And so I can't be that specific with it. Otherwise, I'll spoil it for you when it's a really cool moment when it works. So again, I'm just stuck between a rock and a hard place. I can spoil the game for you, which I think you'll enjoy when it works, and show you how broken it is, or I can not show you but tell you about it and encourage you to not play the game right now. But for what it's worth, all I can say is that I think Avowed is pretty good. It's just busted, and it's busted to the point where I'm kind of frustrated that I played the game when I did. It's really, really broken, not just in terms of performance, doesn't run very well on PC or even on Xbox Series X. But just to reiterate, it's not just the broken quest lines or the crashes on PC. The quest lines also break on Xbox Series X and S, which I also tested the game on. I also ran into some corrupted saves on Xbox, though interestingly, sometimes when a save can't be loaded on PC, whether it's my high-end gaming PC.
All right, I think that we've heard enough. I don't want to watch the entire review of the game because he's obviously going to be talking about a lot of other elements that I don't want to have spoiled. I just wanted to hear the criticisms of the performance and the bugs and everything. I'm going to link you guys the video if you want to watch the rest of Luke's video here. But yeah, I don't know why I'm not subscribed to him actually. Yeah, there it is. Shit seems tight. Yeah, apparently don't spoil the bugs. No, the bugs are only content in Bethesda games, okay? There is video. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, I think the guy's great too.